It's 4 days post-transfer, and historically this is when I've gotten my first like accurate positive test.
Can't believe I captured your heart.
Are you gonna cry?
A little bit.
I knew it was gonna work, but I was still scared.
Relax a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a big sis. It's now in the evening. You guys saw the test I took this morning. This afternoon, I decided to take a blue dye test, and you guys, this is like really strong for day 4. Like, I don't know how much you could hear in the video from this morning, but like, as you guys know, I've been nothing but positive, only speaking positively about this whole thing, but like, you get nervous. Like, I was so scared to check that test this morning, and then to see it positive and to see this positive and just like just get the reassurance of everything. It's just amazing. I'm so happy. But it's wild how fast some of these symptoms show up. And already I'm more nauseous. Already my back's hurting. Already I'm a bit more tired. Like, just literally like that. But I'm just so excited and so happy that this is happening for us. And so if you don't know, or if you've never been through embryo transfer process, like generally they say don't test at home, but I test at home. And a lot of people who are in my shoes test at home. So I will basically keep taking tests for probably the next couple weeks just to continue watching it go up. I'm feeling so good about this transfer and the fact that I am only 4 days post-transfer. Only 4 days. 6 days post-transfer, and we're gonna do our first digital. And now we wait. I'm neurotic. So I did take this one right before. That's super clear. Let's see. Not yet. I have no sense of time. Do we think it's been enough time? Oh, I can't believe it. Like, I can, and I can't. Today I am 9 days post-transfer. First of all, this is our most recent blue dye test. Really, really, really strong. This is how our pink tests are looking. Like, so good, so strong. Today is beta day, which basically just means I go into the clinic, I do my blood test, and they test my beta HCG, which is the pregnancy hormone, which is like what makes you get a positive pregnancy test. And whatever that number is, I think it needs to be above 25, which I have no concerns about. They want to see an approximate doubling every 48 hours. So I'm actually going to go back in. Today's Friday. I'm going to go back in on Monday, and they'll test it again, and we'll go from there. I'm super excited. Like, I'm feeling so good. Honestly, my biggest symptoms currently are really, really intense low back pain and a little bit of crampiness. And this is also amazing. If you weren't here last time, I had spotting up until like 10 weeks, and I thought it was just like implantation bleeding, then I thought it was the suppositories, then I thought it was the Lovenox. Turns out I had a polyp that had gotten like huge. And let me tell you, not bleeding is so nice. I'll see you guys when they call me with my results.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a very high, nice beta.
As you guys saw, I got the call yesterday. Beta looked great. I did ask the doctor like a couple times on the phone what was the number, and I don't think she heard me, so I don't know what it was, but she said it was nice and high, so that's really good. We are going to repeat the beta until it hits 1,000, and then she's like, then you're kind of like in the clear in terms of that. But today I'm 10 days post-transfer. I just wanted to like share how I'm feeling. Number one, I forgot how anxiety-inducing pregnancy is, especially when you have been through infertility before. And something that I think is honestly amazing, but at the same time, like really difficult to navigate, is how open people have become about their fertility struggles. I'm not even gonna say the word because I don't like to speak these things into existence or like put them out in the world, but just like, if you are on pregnancy talk or TTC talk or anything like that, like you will know what I mean. Like every third video you see is basically saying the same thing that has happened in a pregnancy or has happened before a successful pregnancy, and it's just so stressful. And my number one biggest tip to anybody who is pregnant or going to be pregnant, and I tell everyone this, is do not listen to anything negative, and that includes those things. So I, starting like a couple months ago, started like swiping past anything related to that. Like one of my favorite creators that I follow just posted about it somewhat recently, and I had to mute her post on Instagram because I'm like, I can't have that in my brain. I'm having a little bit of difficulty pushing out negative thoughts. I think I need to go on like a scroll detox for the next week because I'm just feeling like really overwhelmed. Like I feel like I was getting into like a doom scroll, and obviously like the more you look at things, the more they come up and blah blah blah, and like it's just like all consuming in my brain right now. In terms of how I'm actually feeling, I'm not super nauseous, messing with my head that I'm not, because I'm really used to that, and I'm like, oh, what if something's wrong? But like again, it's just all those like anxiety inducing negative thoughts just like swirling. But my tests are so high, like I'm genuinely not worried, but I'm super crampy this time. It's just kind of like a constant tightness, which is kind of like a constant tightness. It's very interesting. That, and then I mentioned the low back pain are really just like my biggest symptoms. But also when you're on as many meds as I'm on, it's like really hard to pick out what's coming from this and what's coming from that and what's the pregnancy and what's the progesterone. And my bruises are getting so bad already. So that's all my Lovenox bruising. Lovenox is a blood thinner that I take to help with implantation. One pio bruise. Another pio bruise. But just like the whole body thing, like I'm gonna be super vulnerable right now. But I'm just gonna show you guys my bloating. Like that is how bloated I am. That's like a cute little 6-month belly. Like I'm trying to really put everything into perspective in terms of my body when it comes to this pregnancy, because I'm starting at a very different place than I was last time. But I also think I have a lot more knowledge and tools to help like manage it, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't want to get too in depth about like pregnancy weight gain and things like that, but I just think I learned a lot from my first pregnancy, even though I did literally the best I could, and I think I did an amazing job and I was extremely healthy. But there's definitely things I'm gonna change this time to try to just make me feel better the whole way. Yeah, so it's really tough because that's how bloated I am. And nobody's gonna know. In my personal life, nobody's gonna know for another month. In the internet life, nobody's gonna know for another 2 months. So trying to cover this hugely bloated belly is gonna be tough for another month to 2 months. We did talk about repeating ultrasounds until I go to my OB. Just given previous history. So biggest takeaway is just I need to stop being on social media because it's consuming my mind, and I need to only have positive thoughts for me and this little baby in here. And I'm just super crampy and tired. That's basically it. Reporting live from 5 weeks pregnant, and something that I think is hilarious about myself is that I'm only 5 weeks pregnant, right? Like I transferred a week and a half ago. Hi, baby girl. And I've convinced myself I won't be nauseous at all. I feel like every clip I filmed, I'm like, oh my God, this pregnancy is so different. I'm like not even nauseous. I feel amazing, kind of. I'm like a week and a half in. I don't know where I get off like trying to convince myself that I'm just like not gonna be nauseous at all for like ever. I did in fact just have my first pickle emergency. I was just down here playing with Louie. Matt's upstairs and I like couldn't even get up. I was like, need a pickle, need a pickle. Pickles were like my number one nausea remedy. Today is a big day. It's our first ultrasound. I am 5 weeks and 4 days today. And again, just a little reminder, I know you probably saw it 2 seconds ago earlier in the video, but just given my history, we're doing early ultrasounds. And if you have followed along before and you kind of know what has happened, the first time I made it to the stage of pregnancy where I was getting an ultrasound, I didn't feel good about it. I was like purely anxious. I just didn't have a good feeling. And the second time, which was Louie, I felt great about it. And that's kind of how I feel today. I'm like just excited. This is also my most recent test. So clearly you can see, maybe. It's actually what is called a dye stealer, where the test line is darker than the control line. So that's a really good sign. That means that my HCG is continuing to go up. And yeah, my only slightest little hint of concern was last night and then this morning. I had the tiniest little tinge of like pink when I wiped, but I think it's just irritation from my suppositories, which I've experienced before because nothing escalated, nothing was red, nothing was like blood. I think it's gonna be good, and we're basically just looking for a sac today. Like that's all there's gonna be. We won't get a heartbeat until next week's ultrasound. But with that, we gotta go and head to the doctor's appointment.
Okay, there is a sac in the uterus. Okay. Let me just turn it. Yeah, and there's even a yolk sac.
It is the next day. I'm on my way back to Kind Body. The ultrasound did go well in terms of every time. Ultrasound went well in terms of the pregnancy. Like I had a nice sac, I had a yolk sac even, which is again all we were looking for at that stage. However, I had like a ton of cysts. They said like to a certain degree that's normal, and it's not like a big deal, like it's not gonna harm the pregnancy or anything like that, but there's a lot of them, like a lot, and they're very big. The doctor wanted me to come in today to do blood work, to check my progesterone and estrogen. Then they sent me a protocol for OHSS, which is ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, which if you recall, I mentioned I was a little bit apprehensive. Basically, I was worried about the level of the follistim that I was doing because I felt like I was gonna get overstimulated. I have felt some of the symptoms of overstimulation. Nothing major. I just had felt really like full and very crampy. Outside of that, I'm trying not to read into anything. I feel like I constantly am saying this, like if you haven't gone through this, and I'm like not trying to be that way, it's so hard to just accept and enjoy a pregnancy, especially at this stage. Even when I thought I was doing a great job, like I'm still testing, which that part isn't throwing me off because with Louie I tested until 6 weeks and I'm not 6 weeks yet. But like even though we went to the doctor yesterday and I had an ultrasound that was great, like all signs are good, this morning my test was like mildly fainter. And when I say it's fainter, I'm at the point of dye stealers, but the control line is darker than it was yesterday. So to me that says the test is lighter in general, like the test is weaker because it's not pulling as much, and that could mean absolutely nothing. And the things that I have to remember to tell myself is that people who are not me and people who are not in my situation are not taking a test every single day. They're not monitoring it this close. These things might happen, like things could fluctuate for whatever reason, and you just don't even know that that's going on. So I'm trying to remind myself of that. I'm trying to just stay like super calm and chill. What I said to Matt this morning is I'm trying to evaluate myself and how I'm feeling, and I'm trying to figure out, am I just stressed out or do I actually have a bad feeling? And I don't think I have that. I really don't, because I think I would be a lot more, Had the call with the doctor. Everything's fine, generally speaking. Pregnancy, totally good to go, like measuring right on track, all of that. I do have OHSS, but right now it's not super severe, but she said that the issue is when you get it as a result of like an egg retrieval, you stop taking the hormones and symptoms go away within like 2 weeks. HCG, which is the pregnancy hormone, exacerbates it, so it's kind of like this reinforcing cycle. So I have like a lot of restrictions right now. I'm like not supposed to be drinking plain water, or at least like not a lot. I'm supposed to do a lot of like electrolytes. I'm supposed to be like high protein and high salt foods. No like lifting anything. Like she said, like if you have to lift the baby, that's okay, but like even that's kind of pushing it. And nothing like twisting, no running, no jumping. Like I have to like monitor my weight every day to make sure I'm not like excessively gaining weight, because that could mean that like there's fluid buildup, like all this kind of stuff, which is just kind of like frustrating. But honestly, in the grand scheme, like what we did worked. I got pregnant and the pregnancy looks good, and I'm feeling pretty good pregnancy wise. That's basically what's going on. I think I blocked out the first trimester exhaustion because I can't keep my eyes open. So it's 10:36 a.m. My baby just went down for her first nap, so I'm taking my first nap at 10:36. I just woke up from my nap and I need to actually get myself ready for the day. I am now 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant. I go tomorrow for my heartbeat ultrasound. And leading up to that has brought up a lot of anxiety, but not bad anxiety. With Louis, all my ultrasounds were like on the day like that I turned a new week. So I went in at 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Now it's a little bit off. So like I'm going in at 6 weeks and 4 days. And so I have still been testing. You're gonna think I'm ridiculous. I've had like a rough day or two because I noticed the tiniest hint of a decrease in my tests. And that's really been throwing me off. But here's the thing. I have no other evidence and no other reason to believe literally anything else is going wrong. But just taking these couple of tests has really thrown me off to the point that I messaged my doctor's office today and I was like, hey, can we do an HCG test tomorrow? Like, this is what's going on. And they were like, just so you know, at around 7 weeks, HCG does start to dip. I was like this huge wave of relief. Like once I read that, I've like just felt so much better because it was so hard with Louis. And I'm not gonna say this was easy because like I still had to do what I had to do, but I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm like, it shouldn't have been this quick. Like I knew it was gonna work and I had all good vibes and I was manifesting it and just truly believing that like it was gonna work. But at the same time, when you have such a difficult time the first time, it's really tricky and hard to convince yourself that it's just gonna happen the second time. Basically, I've just been feeling like everything about it is like just kind of too good to be true. It's been really stressing me out. All that aside, let's do a little chat about my symptoms. I'm gonna say this for the 5th time in this video probably. This one feels so different. I am nauseous, but not extreme. I would say it's almost like kind of like true morning sickness. Like it's not the all day sickness, which is really nice. But I feel like my exhaustion is just way more. But I also think that has to do with having an almost toddler and like having responsibilities while going through this. And I've had like a little bit of crampiness on and off. I've had like a couple random food aversions, nothing specific, and like I've been able to like come back to it the next day and be fine, but like I take a bite of something and I'm like, that's revolting, I can't do that. That's kind of it. Like other than that, I really have been feeling pretty good. All that to say about the tests. Don't test past 6 weeks. Do yourself a favor. Don't do it. I'm gonna stop testing now.
There is a heartbeat. Zoom in here. Right there.
So wild.
But we just left our appointment at Kind Body and we have a heartbeat. Everything looked so good. My OHSS is like starting to go down, at least a tiny bit. They did say it's probably gonna take like a little while. As you guys know, I was a little bit in my head, but I was also saying to Matt yesterday, like it's amazing how like one little piece of information can fully change your entire outlook. Like finding out that HCG drops around this point, and so like that's why my tests looked how they did. I was like immediately at ease yesterday, and like the rest of the day I was like totally fine. I'm just so happy, and I'm still just like in shock that everything is going so well, and I'm just so excited. I'm just here to remind you that Pio is a sneaky little you know what, because all my shots so far have been like fairly good. Like they really have not hurt that bad. I have pretty bad knots, but like it hasn't hurt that bad. I've been doing it for like 4-5 weeks maybe. I've been doing it for a while and like all of them have been okay. Today's made me want to vomit. Like it hurt so bad, and I don't know how much detail you guys want to hear about this, but basically I like feel like I felt every single little drop of the oil go in. I was bleeding a ton, and now I feel like I can't walk. So right when you think Pio is like you're doing good, it sneaks up and it quite literally stabs you in the butt. Reporting live from 7 weeks, 2 days pregnant. The nausea's hitting. Still not as bad as last time, I think, unless I blocked it out. But this is me attempting to cure it before I take a little nap at 10:30 a.m. Got some little Simple Mills crackers. And then I want one of these really bad, but I don't have like a fork and I don't feel like diving deep into there. So I'm going to try to just eat my little snack, take my little nap, and see where that gets me. We just left Kind Body for our very last time, which is very exciting. We got our little cute little onesie, a water bottle, and a little hat. I'm very excited to be done going to Kind Body and just like graduate on to the regular OB. I'm sure you can't hear me. This is a very important day. This is the last PIO shot I will ever do in my whole entire life. And I could not be any more excited, truly. I'm so over these. Yeah, tell them. Say mama's done. I'm done. I am 10 weeks pregnant today, and we are about to go in a few minutes to do a little private ultrasound scan because I'm anxious. That's basically the bottom line. I've had like a couple really minor changes in symptoms. Like I've had like increased back pain and like I kind of want to say increased cramping, but honestly it's like I don't even know if I would call it cramping. And they did warn me that with second pregnancies, like around the 10-week mark, you feel that crampiness more for like your uterus changing. But I had the most like minuscule amount of spotting like 2 days ago. It slowly dwindled and fully went away. And I called my OB office and like talked to them, and they were like, because of the subchorionic hemorrhage you have, like super normal. It's probably gonna keep happening until it reabsorbed, like nothing to worry about. And I don't have any bad feelings, but I'm anxious. And if you don't have pregnancy anxiety, I wish I was you, but I have it very badly. So we're gonna go check on this little baby. I just got done with my 13-week prenatal appointment, and this was like a long one. Like they did like tons of blood work and then an ultrasound. I wish I had it with me to like show you guys, but I'll put a video. No, you know what? I'll show you the video. How about that? But it was a super long appointment, so Matt and Louie already like came and went. But I just want to like kid you guys up. There is our little baby. I have so much to say. I have so much pregnancy anxiety, if you haven't been able to tell. As of filming this today, I will be posting my part 1 of this like journey to baby number 2. And I'm just so nervous about that. And like yesterday on the short form places, I posted my first little clip of it, which is just my hysteroscopy. And I was like, I should not be doing this. I should not be posting this. I should not be sharing this until I go to the doctor, because like, just because I don't speak those things into existence. But here's the thing. The reason that my pregnancy anxiety is so high right now is because everything is going well, which if you haven't been pregnant before, like it sounds so backwards, but like I'm 13 weeks today. So like a lot of my first trimester symptoms have kind of gone away, which is amazing, but it just like feels weird. Like I feel almost completely normal. What I'm really excited for is like this whole past week, I only took like 1 nap and I felt totally okay. And I'm really excited to kind of get my life back in that sense and be back on my like health and wellness grind and like just making time to move my body while not having a nap every day. So I'm very excited about that. But anyway, I just have so much pregnancy anxiety. I feel like really, really relieved right now because everything just looked like amazing. They said that they don't really even call it until the anatomy scan, but I predict, and the sonographer predicted, that I will have another anterior placenta, which means it's gonna be a while until I feel this baby kick. But that's okay, because I've had it before and it's totally fine. This officially concludes the journey to baby 2 videos, because like we're growing baby 2. Like there's not much else. Obviously, I'm going to continue to just like regularly update you guys and include all of this pregnancy journey stuff in my normal content. I'm so excited that I documented it in this way, because it honestly, even just like through the editing process, has been like really fun to look back on. I'm just really excited. So thank you guys for watching. If you've watched this, please make sure you like this video, comment any pregnancy content you want to see from me. I'm just happy to share it with you guys, and thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.